and welcome to our latest White Pod. I'm Stephen Blaine, your host with White Labs, an e-commerce marketing agency. Today's guest, we have Ali.
Hi, everybody.
Ali, feel free to let our viewers know a little bit about yourself and share your background.
Sure. My name is Ali Wigart. I am the founder of a CPG brand called BONKS. We are everyday underwear on the go. I got my start in apparel and product design, so that's where the bulk of my career has lived, and stepped away from it during COVID to launch my own brand.
Tell me more about your brand.
Yeah. So the idea for BONKS, kind of my lightning bulb moment, I was on a trip with my mom. We were in a remote part of central Mexico on a hiking trip, and we were on a small carrier plane. They made us put our luggage below, and it didn't make it on the flight. So we landed, and we were kind of in the middle of nowhere. And we were left without, not only any luggage, but clean underwear. Oh. And I thought there's got to be kind of a better solution. We're not as women and people, we're not accustomed to just always having a pair of clean underwear on you. So as I mentioned to my mom, what are we going to do about clean underwear? She pulls out a small pair of underwear in a Ziploc bag out of her carry-on. And she's done this for as long as I can remember. And she always said, don't leave the house without clean underwear, lipstick, and a $20 bill. Those were kind of always like her three main priorities for a bag must have. And it just kind of sparked an idea that, a really easy way for women to encourage and promote better clean care down there is just carrying around a clean pair of underwear. I'd say the number one thing that people will say to me in response to this concept is, well, what's stopping me from just carrying my own pair of underwear in my bag? And the response is simple. You just won't. Because that concept hasn't lived out there in the market to encourage you to do that, you just don't remember doing it. But this product, BONKS, it's smaller than your phone. It's made of a premium technical knit, seamless look, so it looks great under everything. The direction is really retail and wholesale forward rather than direct to consumer, because when you're in a pinch, you might not already be carrying it. So you want to go to your local convenience store and grab something quickly. So that's kind of BONKS in a nutshell. Oops, I just lost you on sound. Let's see.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Where can you buy BONKS as of now?
BONKS can be found across the country at select brick and mortars. Our retail focus is really heavily more on convenience stores, small pharma, surf shops, and kind of those seasonal grab and go stores. We're also on Amazon and Macy's.com. Those are our primary retail channels.
And it's only women's as of now?
As of now, just women's.
Yeah. Women, okay. Mm-hmm. I'm OCD, so I like the concept for myself.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people ask to put out a men's underwear, and definitely a priority out there. It's just making it compact enough that it makes sense at retail.
What is your ideal target audience? Is it women that travel a lot? What is the target audience here?
So travel and kind of more vacation heavy is a really big category for us. The hard part and the good part about the product is that our demographic is anybody that wears, any woman that wears underwear, right? Yeah. But I'd say our primary age range demographic is in the 24 to 35 age range. Use cases include, period stains, any sort of feminine, hygiene, discharge, sweaty day. There's so many different use cases for this that it really can kind of speak to a very large breadth of women.
Do you have any competitors? And if you do, what makes you better?
Yes, we do. So we launched shortly after another company was already out, and they have a very similar concept. At launch, our product itself was very different. So they had a lace style, and ours is an edgeless no-show. Different fabrication, different construction. That would be the number one thing that set us apart right off the bat. There's also a couple other companies that have kind of sprouted out, which is pretty awesome because, at first you hear of these competitors and you're kind of like, oh no, there's more players, but that actually just helps the brand because it makes people understand that there's a use case.
For sure.
And I'd say that with all the different competitors, and there's not many, less than a hand, less than on one hand, we're speaking to different people. So I think that's to all of our benefit. I'd say that mine is a slightly younger demographic, and different silhouettes, different sizing. So it's a very small niche field, but so far it feels like, there's room for all of us.
What are your best-selling products?
Black.
Black, yeah.
Black is the number one. I have, and one thing that sets me apart from the competitors for sure is the fact that I have prints. And that makes us, I think, branding wise, feel a little bit more fun, taking a situation that, can be stressful, like a period stain, and adding a little fun to your buns makes the situation a little bit less stressful, I'd say. So the print aspect, I think, adds a lot of flair to the brand.
What's your future plan for the brand?
Future plan. So at the moment, I'm totally self-funded. It's been a pretty big pain point, for me because I want to expand, but I'm needing some financing. So I launched with a style that, as an apparel designer, I was able to really perfect this style and have it fit a multitude of sizes. So this freshman product fits sizes small, medium, and large. So I'm able to fit 3 different sizes in one pair of underwear. That is really attractive to retailers because they don't have to buy into a ton of different SKUs, especially since this product is usually sitting on a very, very small piece of real estate in stores, like in convenience stores. They don't want to have a bunch of different SKUs sitting. I can just fit in one little countertop display. However, I'm excluding, a major demographic of women, which are plus and also more of a tween age who would be in a smaller, more extra small size. So new product launches, definitely adding expanded sizing. It's always been my intention to add expanded sizing. It's just been due to cost that I haven't been able to. And then I'll be adding a brief. So right now it's a thong. I'm going to be adding a full coverage option. And I already have pre-sale orders from retailers and promised orders from retailers for that. And I'm hoping to have that out late spring.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What are some, most of our viewers are entrepreneurs and have an e-commerce brand like yourself. What are some challenges that you faced in the last few years and how are you able to overcome them?
So with such a limited budget, one of my big pain points is because I'm very wholesale forward, this product just does so much better at wholesale than it does direct to consumer. But you still have to be on a direct to consumer brand because that's the era that we live in, in 2024. So I need to be spending money in all different sales channels. People who haven't started businesses think that you can just stick your product on Amazon and let it run, but you have to spend a lot of money into ads. I have an agency that helps me manage that because it is a totally separate sales channel, which with its own language, with its own algorithm. So really having to have so much cash flow to be spending to manage different sales channels, different marketing opportunities. It's constantly a challenge and I can be really scrappy, but at the moment, this is still kind of a side hustle for me. I have another job, so I don't have all the time in the world. And with 2 little kids running around, it makes it complicated. I'd say another unexpected challenge for me that I didn't know, even though I come from an apparel background, I don't come from an intimates background. And intimates is a really hard space. On a platform like Amazon, you have so many overseas companies who are going to undercut you on price all the time. They're going to offer something that is far less expensive, and people come to Amazon wanting to not spend a lot of money. So you have to really stand out as a brand And I think that as a parent, when you go to a brand's shop on Amazon, you can see that it is not an Amazon brand. It's a brand that lives off the site as well. And then people are willing to spend a little bit more money. But intimates is hard. People are very loyal to brands that they know of. And I'm really trying to position myself more as a sundry brand and less as an intimates brand. So more as a necessity and less of somebody who's trying to compete with Skims that's
Yeah.
worth billions of dollars and has $1 billion face behind the brand. There's just no way I could ever compete with them. So my intention is to sit more in femme care and sundry, sit in feminine care and grab and go and impulse rather than sitting in an intimates department.
Total sense. I get it.
Yeah.
So what are some, you've touched on it a little bit. What are some successful activities you've done to promote the brand?
Yeah, so trade shows have been really great for us. The most successful trade show we just had in January. It was Surf Expo in Florida.
Awesome.
And that was the perfect buyership for us. That was the first show that we've done that people really understood the need for the brand. And they really, really resonated with it. So that was exciting for us. I'd say the biggest win, though, to date is that I was just featured on a new a docu-follow reality show on Roku channel.
Great.
It's called Side Hustlers.
Nice.
And yeah, it features powerhouse investors, Emma Greed, who from Skims, Good American, Safely. She has a very large catalog of being a real serial entrepreneur. And Ashley Graham, supermodel and also an investor. So the show came out Friday, March 1st. All the episodes dropped. And spoiler alert, I'm in all 5 episodes. So it was a really incredible journey, a great learning experience. And, so far has already been had a very positive impact on the company. It's given us a lot more press and PR, which we were really struggling with before, just trying to rely on organic. So that's really exciting. And I'm still kind of reveling in that because we're only a couple days after that show launched.
Awesome. Is there anything else that I haven't asked you that you want our viewers to know about yourself or your brand?
No, tune into the show. I think that you'll come to find that a lot of times right now in this world, we see so many different products and CPG and food brands that have really erupted. And you don't always really understand the struggle and the hustle behind getting the product into people's hands. A lot of times those people behind the brands are working another full-time job. Not everybody just falls into VC money or is able to launch with a Series A round. A lot of times it's, a working mother of 2 who's bootstrapping and trying to get her dream out the door. So it's cool to see that and have other people know that it's completely possible to build your own brand. And it just takes a lot of grit, a lot of sweat equity.
So Ali, I appreciate you coming on the podcast, and thank you for your time today and your brand and everything just seems awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Stephen. BuyBonks.com. Check us out. Follow us on Instagram @officialbonks. Great talking with you. Thank you so much for taking the time.